pagtsagaan lang muna natin. Pagtsagaan niyo muna kami. Samahan kayo sa gabi na 'to. Okay. So, it's 1 minute. Welcome na po natin yung lecture natin for tonight. Ma'am Jilly Chris Patlunag, ma'am. Mayong gabi.
Hello, Sir Jerome. Good evening. I hope it will not rain. My gosh.
So, kamusta po kayo, ma'am? Kamusta yung boses niyo kagabi? Hindi ba namamaos yung ano niyo?
Ay, hindi naman, Sir Jerome. Sanay na.
Alright. So, mabuti. Actually, ma'am, marami yung naghahanap sa'yo kagabi doon nga sa mga GC
Uy,
natin. Baka na-recall
well,
na rin,
I'm...
ma'am, yung hinahanap ko. Nandito na rin sa review.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Okay. So, ma'am, I think you can now share your presentation.
Actually. Good evening. Present din. Sino din.
Okay, ma'am. Na-share na po yata yung slide nyo. So, you can start po whenever you're ready. And if you do have
Okay.
questions, naka-standby lang po ako dito. Thank you po. Good luck.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Sir Jerome. Hello, everyone. Are you excited for tonight's discussion? We'll start mga 3 minutes, okay? Yes, Happy Mother's Day sa lahat. Ay, hindi po nawala yung FB account ko, Sir John Paul. Okay, maybe we'll start in a bit. Can you hear me right, everyone? Alright, good evening everyone. Kumusta kayo? So before I officially start, I realized that last night I introduced myself really fast and short. So before we continue with our lecture tonight, allow me to properly introduce myself first. And yes, this is also my chance to prove that I am not just the person talking here, okay? So para naman paniwalaan niyo ako. So I'll introduce myself. So yes, before anything else, yes, that picture is me. I I also stared at it for 5 minutes wondering, wow, mukhang mabait. Pero according to bankers, guys, compliance officers only look kind until you violate policy, laws, rules, and regulations. So yeah, my name is Jilly Christ Mantalapatlunag, a CCO or Certified Compliance Officer. I am currently serving as a bank Chief Compliance Officer and Data Privacy Officer. I ranked top 1 in the 2024 Civil Service Fire Officer Examination and a product of Class Tanglao Review Center. So honestly, when I saw the result, I checked it several times because I thought the system experienced temporarily technical difficulty. I was waiting for the website to say error loading results, please try again later. But no, my class Tanglao classmates informed me actually first. They knew it first before me, but still I had doubts if it was really true. So also I completed the Advanced Reserve Officers Training course under the Philippine Army Reserve Command. I graduated with a degree in Business Administration, major in financial management, which means I spent 4 years studying money, only to realize later that adulthood means losing money responsibly. Oh my gosh. So people usually think compliance officers are very strict. Yeah, honestly, that's true. Because while others see red flags in relationships, I see red flags in the implementation. So, ba't nagiging colorblind ako minsan? Sure. So I hope my story inspires others to work hard, stay committed, and never underestimate what determination can do. Yes, guys, determination, hard work, prayer, we're just here to help. Again, guys, there may be questions that will be repeated, so don't worry ha. Don't worry because honestly, in the actual fire examination, maraming questions na paulit-ulit, pabalik-balik talaga. Believe me. Sometimes the question is the same concept but asked in a different way, different situation, or different wording. That's why repetition during review is very important. We're not just trying to memorize answers here, right? So the goal is to really understand the concept behind the question. So because during the actual exam, the choices may change, the wording may change, the scenario may change. But if you truly understand the topic or the concept, you'll still arrive at the correct answer. So see, so if I repeat some questions tonight, don't think, ma'am, parang nadaanan natin to ah. It's okay guys, marami na ako pinagdadaanan. Iba yun. So that's okay, guys. Okay, consider it as a fire drill for your brain. And since this presentation contains actual types of questions I encountered during the 2024 officer examination, I presented them the way they usually appear in the actual exam. So may paulit-ulit din. Okay. Answer, same lang yung ginawa natin kagabi ah. We're gonna put your answers, a comment. So let's have here. First question. A suspect was seen pouring gasoline inside a building and placing ignition materials, but a fire did not ignite due to early intervention. What is this classified as? Is this a destructive arson, a consummated arson, a frustrated arson, or attempted arson? So, ang suspect daw, nakita, nagpo-pour ng gasoline inside a building, tapos, placing ignition materials, tapos, hindi nag-ignite yung fire due to early intervention. So, anong classification ng arson po ito? Okay, I am seeing your answers. Remember ha, seen pouring gasoline inside a building and placing ignition, but the fire did not ignite. That's the keyword. Keywords right there. That's the clue. Ay, iba-iba yung ano nila oh. So, let me show you the answer for this. So, the answer for this is attempted arson. Bakit kaya? So, let's discuss these three. The frustrated arson, consummated, and the attempted arson. Now, guys, Honestly, kapag narinig natin yung word na arson, automatic iniisip agad, sinunog. Tama naman, pero sa investigation, ang law, may differences pa yan depending on what happened, how far the act went, and whether actual burning occurred. So, first, we have here frustrated arson. So, this happened, so, when nasimulan na yung sunog, pero hindi natuloy yung intended damage. Meaning, may intent magsunog at may apoy nang nangyari. Pero naapula agad pero actual damage occurs. For example, may nagsindi ng before actual damage occurs. For example, may nagsindi ng basahan ng na may kerosene sa tabi ng wall, nagkaroon ng apoy, pero nakita agad at napula. So, may attempt, may fire, pero walang actual burning ng property. So the important idea here is that the act was already started, but the intended result was not achieved. Kaya frustrated. Hindi dahil stress yung suspect ha. Parang ikaw lang na na-frustrate dahil hindi kayo nagkatuluyan. Ganun yun guys. So next, is consummated arson. So ito naman, natuloy talaga. Meaning, may intent, nasindihan, at may actual burning na nangyari. Kahit maliit lang ang sunog, considered consummated once the property is actually burnt. For example, sinindihan yung bubong, then kumalat yung apoy at nasunog ang part ng bahay. Kahit naapula later pa yan, the crime is already consummated because actual burning occurred. Important concept here is that once actual burning happens, consummated na. Hindi importante kung maliit or malaki yung damage, burnt is burnt. And lastly, the attempted arson. So, anong kaibahan nito sa frustrated arson? So, attempted arson, this happens when may intent magsunog at may preparation ng ginawa. Pero, hindi pa talaga nasisimulan yung fire. For example, someone prepares gasoline, basahan, posporo, at ready na magsunog ha, pero nahuli agad before masindihan. So may intensyon, may preparation, pero walang actual fire yet. Parang ano lang, parang magte-text ka na lang sana ng, "Miss na kita. I miss you na." Pero buti na lang, pinigilan ka. Crisis prevented. Ganun yon yung attempted arson. So one important thing to remember is this. In fire investigation, intent and actions matter. Investigators look at preparations, evidence, actions taken, and whether actual burning occurred. Because, not all fire-related crimes end the same way. So in simple terms, again, attempted arson, my intent and preparation, but no actual fire started. Okay? No actual fire started. Frustrated naman, may fire started but intended damage did not happen. And then lastly, the consummated arson, actual burning already occurred. Different stages, different legal implications, same bad decision by the arsonist. Because honestly, starting fires intentionally is never, never, never a smart idea. Of course, never. Miss you too, Saunidin. Okay, next question. What type of host stream is characterized by water being discharged in the form of droplets or small particles rather than a solid stream? Is it A, solid stream, straight stream, broken stream, master stream? Let me show you your answers. Hi, Day Day. You're so active since just last night. Broke. Grabe naman yung broke. Grabe ka naman, Mark Anthony, broke. Okay. Okay. Okay, the answer is you're right. Broken stream. So next question tayo. What type of host stream delivers water in a compact, continuously flow with high reach and penetration? So, host stream delivers water in a compact, daw, continuous flow with high reach and penetration. So, ano to? What type of host stream is this? Is it a broken stream, fog stream, solid stream, or spray stream? Yes, the answer is solid stream. Now, now, as you can see, honestly, some people think tubig lang naman yan. Pare-pareho lang. Pero sa firefighting, how water is applied matters a lot. Remember that. How water is applied matters a lot. Hindi porket may hose ka, spray ka na lang ng spray, parang nagdidilig ng halaman. Different fire situations need different water patterns. Yes, we have here first broken stream. Broken stream means the water comes out as many small droplets. Parang spray lang. Instead of one solid line, the water spreads wider. So this is useful for cooling heat, protecting nearby areas, reducing temperature, and controlling flames over a wide space. Because the droplets spread out, di ba? Mas mabilis na palamig yung surroundings. So broken streams is also useful when firefighters want to cool smoke, lower heat, or protect themselves from intense temperature. Since what wider yung spread, mas malaking area yung naaabot. But because the stream spreads out, 'di ba? Hindi siya ganun kalayo ang reach. Kaya hindi ito ideal kapag malayo yung fire source. That's why we have here solid stream. But because we have this broken stream and we have this solid stream, ito naman yung diretso, malakas, focus na tubig. Parang laser beam ng tubig, straight line talaga. This is used when firefighters need longer reach, stronger impact, or deeper penetration, especially useful kapag malayo yung fire, nasa loob ng structure, or hidden yung burning area. So solid stream can push deeper into burning materials. That is why effective siya sa deep-seated fires, enclosed areas, and heavy fire conditions. But because concentrated yung tubig, mas maliit yung area na natatamaan. So hindi siya pang wide coverage. Focus attack talaga siya. So remember, firefighters choose the water pattern depending on the situation. Hindi pwede yung, ay, ito yung favorite setting ko. Ito yung favorite ko nung broken kasi parang spray. Ay, hindi po ganun. Because every fire scene is different. Sometimes, wide cooling is better. Sometimes, strong direct reach is more effective. That is why proper decision making is very important in firefighting. Okay, next tayo. In the triage color coding system, what does the color green indicate? Ano daw yung color green sa triage color coding system? Is it immediate, life-threatening injuries? Is it delayed treatment needed? Is it minor injuries? Or it is for diseased? My gosh guys, the rain is starting. I hope hindi nyo naririnig. Okay, I can see your answers. Yes, the answer is letter C, minor injuries or walking wounded. How about this? Which color represents patients who are diseased or have injuries incompatible with survival? Is it green, yellow, black, or brown? So, color daw na represent sa mga patients who are deceased or have injuries incompatible with survival. Ito na si Lian. Pag may answer si Lian, kailangan may yan. Ikaw talaga si Lian. Ray, sa Cagayan de Oro City, umuulan dito. Saturday. So the answer for this is, yes, you are right. Black. Another one. A blank tag, also known as delayed or urgent, designates patients with serious injuries or illnesses who require medical care but are currently stable and not in immediate danger of death. Red, green, black, or yellow? I am waiting. So, a blank tag, also known as delayed or urgent daw, designate patients with serious injuries or illnesses na nag-require ng medical care pero they are currently stable and not in immediate danger of death. So, yes, yellow next. In the triage color coding system, which color represents patients who require immediate medical attention due to life-threatening injuries? Yellow yarn. So which color represents patients who require immediate medical attention due to life-threatening injuries? So ano to? Baka naman, mamali pa. Nasabi na lahat yung tatlo, di ba? Critical na yan. Lian, di ba? So yes, the answer is... Anong yellow teeth? Ba't naman yellow teeth? Supremo, di tayo nakapag-ML. So the answer is red. Okay, sobrang init guys. So here, now the simplest way to understand triage is this: deciding who needs help first. Because during major emergencies, madaming biktima. Limited ang responders, limited yung ambulances, limited equipment, and most limited yung time. And responders must act fast. Mahirap man isipin, pero during disasters like fire, not everyone can be treated at the same time. That is why triage is very important. 'Di ba? Kaya may triage guys kasi ano, hindi naman everyone na can be treated at the same time. Hindi ka naman si Naruto hindi naman tayo si Naruto na pwedeng magkage-bunshin, so wala naman tayong superpowers. Hindi naman tayo mga ninja or mga Hokage. Ewan ko na lang sa mga voice writer. Baka may mga Hokage moves kayo. Iwan ko na lang. So, let's discuss first the red. So, this is immediate. So, these are victims with life-threatening conditions, meaning, if not treated immediately, possible hindi sila mag-survive. Examples, severe bleeding, difficulty, breathing, unconscious victims. So, these patients are the top priority. So, kung gusto nyo na mag-priority kayo sa buhay niya, magsuot kayo ng red. Okay? Next is yellow or delayed. These victims are seriously injured but kaya pa nilang maghintay for a short time. For example, fractures, large wounds, burns that are not immediately life-threatening. Though they still need treatment, pero mauuna muna yung red patients. Think of it this way. Serious, pero currently stable. Next is green, which is minor. These are victims with minor injuries. So usually sila yung walking, conscious, alert, responsive, and stable. So sometimes called as walking wounded. So example, small cuts, bruises, small sprains. So ito yung tipong nasugatan ako pero kaya ko pa. So parang ikaw lang yan pag heartbroken guys, masakit pero andito ka, nakikinig sa akin. Buti pang makinig sa akin guys, hindi ko kayo sasaktan. Ako na to eh. Next. Now, for the black one. Now honestly guys, this is the hardest category emotionally. Bakit? Why? These are victims with injuries so severe that survival is unlikely. During mass casualty incidents, responders must focus available resources where more lives can still be saved. This does not mean the victim is ignored or disrespected. It simply means responders must make very difficult decisions during overwhelming situations. Hindi po ito tulad ng movies na lahat masisave. Real emergencies are difficult and emotionally heavy. So one important thing to remember is that triage is not about choosing who is important. It's about saving as many lives as possible using available resources. Because during disasters, time matters, decision matter, and organization matters. Kapag walang triage, magiging magulo ang rescue operation. So in simple terms, red is for immediate treatment needed. Yellow is for tag na nilalagay for those serious but can wait briefly. And green for minor injuries. And then black for survival unlikely during overwhelming situations. So different priorities, pero isa lang yung goal sa triage guys, to save as many lives as possible. Prefer daw ni John Rick mag-wear ng black para makita niyang patay na patay siya sa kanya. Wow, sana all. Hi Lian, yung different streams will be discussed by Sir Jason. He's very, very expert with that. So we need someone expert to discuss those streams. Nasa movie yung mga disaster. Buhay ko, sir, disaster. Charis lang. Next. Di ba, sir, hindi pwede iyakin. Sa ML, daming iyakin. Mga ML players na iyakin, hindi pwede BFP. Charis lang. So, next. This refers to gradual increase in temperature of a material due to internal chemical reactions, which may eventually lead to ignition without an external heat source. So this refers to the gradual increase in temperature of a material due to internal chemical reactions, so which may eventually lead to ignition without an external heat source. Sige, Ray, mag-relax ka lang dyan habang nakikinig. Is this pyrolysis, chemical reaction, spontaneous heating, heat radiation? Disaster niya sa buhay. Disaster si Jason, disaster. Ay, tawag lang ako para ma-rescue. Okay, kaya ko pa, guys. Nasa green pa ako. So the answer for this, yes, you're right, guys. So spontaneous heating. Now, spontaneous heating is one of the weirdest ways fire can start. So because usually when people think of fire, ang iniisip agad, may lighter siguro, may nagsindi, may spark. Pero kayo, walang ka-spark-spark. Sad nyo naman. Pero minsan, wala. Walang lighter, walang posporo, walang kandila. Pero may sunog. And that is called spontaneous heating. So the simplest way to understand spontaneous heating is that the material slowly becomes hotter by itself over time until it eventually catches fire. Dahan-dahan lang, paunti-unti, hindi biglaan. Usually this happens when heat builds up inside certain materials and cannot escape properly as the trap heat keeps increasing. So umiinit ng umiinit, naiipon yung init hanggang eventually umabot sa point na kusa ng nagapoy. So common examples include mga oily rugs or oily clothes, pile of charcoal, hay, what else? Compost or materials stored improperly in hot areas. Especially kapag ano siya, dikit-dikit, walang proper airflow, at nahihipon yung init sa loob. So the dangerous part is, mabagal yung process. So people usually do not notice it immediately. Akala nila, oh alang yan, nakatambay lang naman. Tapos later, ba't amoy sunog? Ba't may usok? So for example, a pile of oily cloth may look harmless outside, yes, pero sa loob, heat may already be building slowly, and because the heat cannot escape, the temperature continues rising hanggang eventually the material becomes not enough to ignite hot enough to ignite by itself. So that is why proper storage and housekeeping are very important. Okay? Because sometimes fire does not start dramatically, hindi lahat boom, boom, panis. Iba pala yun. So minsan dahan-dahan lang pala yung danger. In short, spontaneous heating happens when heat slowly builds up inside a material until it eventually catches fire on its own. No flame, no spark, like you guys, just trap heat getting hotter over time. Kaya minsan, yung mukhang harmless na tambak, yan na pala yung mga balak magsimula ng sunog. Kaya nangingitim ang singit. The friction, because of the friction, supremo. Kulit mo. Next. A gasoline station is classified under what type of occupancy? Oh, may nangyari na fire sa Navotas sa landfill. Okay, ito. So what type of occupancy is the gasoline station? Is it industrial, storage, mercantile, or residential? I'm waiting for your answer. So gasoline station is what type of occupancy? You have different answers right there. This is yarn. Sorry naman, dude. Favorite ko yung yarn. And the answer is Hindi pwede day, hindi pwede A. Kasi ang answer is mercantile. Now, when we say mercantile, guys, mercantile occupancy, these are places mainly used for displaying, selling, or trading goods. So, madaling salita, mga lugar kung saan gumagastos tayo kahit window shopping lang daw. Examples, malls, supermarkets, department stores, shopping centers, wet and dry markets, flea markets, yung mga nakikita nyo na screen. So now, don't be confused if gasoline station is under mercantile occupancy. Even they are not selling goods or products na iniisip nyo. Here's why. The core purpose of a gasoline station is the display and retail of gasoline, fuel to the public. So basically, if people go there sa mercantile occupancy, buy, sell, shop, or negosyo ang main purpose, it usually falls under mercantile. Now, bakit importante now? Now guys, so we have different types of occupancy as per 9514 Fire Code of the Philippines. So our focus ngayon is the mercantile occupancy. So now, bakit importante ito sa fire safety? Because these places usually contain maraming tao, maraming products, maraming ilaw at electrical equipment, decorations, storage areas, and maraming possible fire hazards. So, especially during sale, holidays, payday, or small events, sobrang daming tao. So, one major concern in mercantile occupancies is overcrowding. So kapag sobrang daming tao, mahirap maglakad, mahirap makita ang exits, mabilis magpanic, at mas delikado during emergencies. Imagine, may sunog, tapos lahat gusto mauna lumabas. Nako, survival mode na talaga yan. That is why exits should always remain clear, visible, unlocked, and unobstructed, diba? Paulit-ulit na yan na sinasabi, na dinidiscuss. So, mercantile occupancies must also maintain fire extinguishers, alarms, emergency lights, proper exits, and good housekeeping because customers inside may not know saan ang nearest exit, saan safe dumaan, or ano gagawin during fire. Unlike the employees there, di ba? Customers are unfamiliar with the layout. Minsan nga pagpasok sa mall, di mo alam saan ka galing. Ganun ako dati, guys. Sobrang introvert ko kasi hindi ako lumalabas masyado. Kaya nung nandito na ako sa city, nahirapan akong mag-mall dati. So, kailangan may kasama ako. So, another important thing, many mercantile occupancies store large amounts of combustible materials. Yes, example, cloth, paper, plastic packaging, mga boxes. Meaning, once fire spreads, pwede itong lumaki very quickly. That is why proper storage, electrical safety, and crowd control are very important. In short, to sum it up, mercantile occupancies are places used for buying and selling goods. And because these places usually involve many people, many products, of course, many fire hazards, fire safety becomes very important because in these occupancies, the goal is not only protecting the negosyo, but protecting the people inside na napadaan lang daw for one item. Tapos nakauwi ng may 5 shopping bag. Wow, dami pera ah. Next question. Where should emergency rooms, operating rooms, intensive care units, delivery rooms, and similar hospital facilities be located? Is it on the top floor? On the second floor? On the level of exit discharge? In the basement? Hi, Kenneth! Nasa church ka. Wow, you're so ano. That's good thing. Pray for your classmates for passing, that they will pass the exam. Naku, John Paul, wala ka ng data. Gusto mo ludan kita? May bayad, times 2 bukas. The answer is yes, you're right. On the level of exit, discharge. So, in hospitals, so areas such as emergency rooms, operating rooms, intensive care units or ICU, delivery rooms, and other similar facilities are considered high risk and critical care areas. Why? Because the patients inside these areas are usually, as you can see, critically ill, recovering from surgery, dependent on medical equipment, or unable to move on their own. Diba? Meaning, hindi sila basta-basta pwedeng patakbuhin palabas during emergencies. Alangan naman. Hindi ito tulad ng classroom evacuation, guys, na single file, walk fast. Sa hospital, minsan pati kama kasama sa paglikas. That is why these facilities are ideally located at the level of exit discharge or ground level. Meaning, malapit agad sa labasan ng building. So why is this important? Because during fires or emergencies, every second matters. Paulit-ulit kong sinasabi yan. Every second matters. Imagine trying to evacuate ICU patients, patients connected to oxygen, or someone undergoing treatment, tapos nasa upper floor pa. Can you imagine that? Hindi po yan madaling buhatin. Unless ikaw si Superman. Sabihin mo lang. Kasi ilalagay natin sa upper floor. So, locating these areas on the ground floor helps speed evacuation, reducing risk during transfer and avoid dependence on elevators or stairs. Because during fires, elevators may become unsafe or unusable, and carrying patients downstairs is extremely difficult and dangerous. Lalo na kung may kasamang oxygen tanks, monitors, or life support equipment. So this setup also helps responders, so firefighters, nurses, and rescue teams can reach patients faster and move them to safety more efficiently. See, because in hospital emergencies, the challenge is not only controlling the fire, but protecting vulnerable patients. So critical hospital areas are placed near ground level exits to allow faster, safer, and more efficient evacuation during emergencies. Because in hospitals, every second can mean the difference between life and death, right? Am I right or am I right? Next, what process includes the complete documentation and proper recording of fire area using photography, diagrammatic sketches, and notes. So, ano po yung daw complete documentation? Anong process doon? So, proper recordings of fire area using photography, diagrammatic sketches, and notes. Is it evidence collection, fire scene reconstruction, salvage operation, photographic scene collection? Thank you, Mark Anthony. Ladies are always right. I want to, but we're not always right. You have different answers, huh? You go on. I'm waiting for the others. So, ang process daw that includes complete documentation and proper recording of the fire area using photography, diagrammatic sketches, and notes. So, proper recording of the fire area. That's your clue right there. Halaka. I'm still waiting for the others. So, you really have different answers. So, the answer for this, guys, is fire scene reconstruction. Sige, discuss natin. Now, the easiest way for you to understand fire scene reconstruction is this. Makinig. Binubuo ulit ng investigators yung story ng sunog. Parang detective work. After the fire, investigators study the scene carefully to understand. Kita nyo naman yan sa mga k-drama, di ba? So where the fire started, how it spread, and what possibly caused it. Because honestly, after a fire, hindi naman nagsasalita yung apoy. Hindi naman sinasabi ng apoy, Sir, dito ako nagsimula, sir. Sir, dito ako nagsimula, sir. Huy, baka sisintil mo na yan, guys, na nagsasalitang apoy. Katakot. So, guys, investigators rely on evidence, documentation, and careful observation. So, one important part of reconstruction is photography. Before anything is moved, the fire scene is photographed carefully, di ba? Na-discuss yan last night. Bakit? Once the area is cleaned, moved, or disturbed, possible mawala forever yung original details. Pictures help preserve burn patterns, object positions, damage, and the condition of the scene. So another important part ng fire scene reconstruction is this diagrammatic sketches. So these are drawings or layouts of the fire scene. So they show room arrangement, yung locations of the evidence, the appliances, the exits, and the possible fire spread. So basically, parang mapa ng incident scene. Investigators, third one, investigators are also prepare detailed notes. You know, because not everything can be perfectly captured in pictures. So, they write observations like, shh, wait lang guys. Yung mga pusa ko guys. No. So, they write observations like smell of fuel, condition of electrical wires, witness statements, burn intensity, unusual findings, or mga possible hazards. So, because in investigation, small details matter, di ba? Minsan yung maliit na observation, yun pala yung pinaka-importanting clue. So, all of this photography, this diagrammatic sketches, detailed notes, so all of those will help investigators reconstruct the fire scene. Meaning, unti-unti nilang binubuo yung nangyayari from the evidence. They determine the point of origin, the possible cause, and how the fire developed and spread. Remember, fire scene reconstruction is based on facts and evidence, not assumptions. Hindi pwede yung feeling ko dito nagsimula. Feeling ko talaga dito eh. No, hindi ganyan yan. Hindi po vibes ang basis ng investigation. Hindi basihan ang feelings. Ay nako, kaya kayo nadadali eh. Nagpapadala kayo sa feelings. Joke aside. So, everything must be observed, documented, analyzed, and supported by evidence. So because one wrong conclusion, guys, can affect investigations, damage reputations, or lead incorrect findings. That is why investigators work carefully, objectively, and systematically. So in simple terms, fire scene reconstruction is the process of studying and rebuilding the story of the fire using photographs, sketches, notes, and evidence. So these help investigators determine whether or where the fire started, what caused it, and how it spread. Because even after the flames are gone, the fire scene still tells a story. Ay, John Paul, sorry naman. Nagdi-discuss ako. Hindi ako makapaglaro. Next, what does believe stand for? Oh, na-discuss ko to ni Sir Jason. Na-discuss ko to yesterday. Last night. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? I'm waiting for your answers. Ito na yun guys, yung sinasabi ko. Yung basahin nyo talaga ng maigi. Isa-isa yung choices. Kasi, sa civil service, nang lilito yan sila. Like this guys. Kung tinignan nyo, bilis-bilis nyo mag-answer, pero hindi nyo naman pala binasa yung lahat. Nakakita lang kayo ng boiling liquid, nakita lang kayo ng explosion or vapor, sagot agad. Hi, Jean. Nawala na dyan yung internet. Oh my gosh. Patayo mo na sumagot, Lincoln. Okay lang yan, guys. We're here to learn. So, the answer for this is letter D. Boiling liquid, expanding, vapor, explosion. Yun. Yun, di ba? Nakakalito yung choices. Ganon din sa actual examination, guys. Yung choices nila nakakalito. Lalong-lalo na pag mga acronyms na, mga abbreviations na. So the answer is boiling liquid, expanding, vapor, explosion. So again, for the third time, BLEAV stands for boiling, liquid, expanding, vapor, explosion. Tandaan nyo yan. Lalabas yan for sure. I am 100% sure. So mukhang mahaba at komplikado pakinggan. So the easiest way to understand BLEAV is that a closed container with liquid inside becomes extremely hot and suddenly explodes because of pressure buildup, usually involving like LPG tanks, fuel tanks, or pressurized containers. Imagine this, may tangke. Tapos, inside the tank, may liquid at may pressure trapped inside. So, habang naiinitan ng apoy, tumataas yung pressure. Now, here's the dangerous part. Kapag sobrang init na, possible humina yung container itself. And once hindi na niya kinaya yung pressure, bigla siyang puputok. Once the tank ruptures, pressure is instantly released. The liquid rapidly turns into gas. Possible magkaroon ng massive explosion, fireball, shockwave, and flying debris. So, hindi po ito simpleng putok lang. Okay? Hindi yun lang yung simpleng putok. Yung putok na iniisip yun, hindi yun. So, believe is extremely dangerous. Even responders standing far away can still be affected by intense heat, flying metal debris, or powerful pressure waves. That is why during fires involving LPG tanks, fuel tanks, or mga pressurized containers, firefighters become very cautious. Hindi pwede yung lapitan natin, tignan nga natin. O ayan, hindi po ito Martes inspection. So again, bleed happens when a pressurized container holding liquid becomes extremely hot, builds up pressure, and then suddenly explodes. These can cause, again, fireballs, shock waves, and flying debris. That is why fires involving LPG and fuel tanks require, again, caution, distance, and controlled firefighting operations. Because in firefighting, sometimes the most dangerous part is not the visible fire or flames, but what might explode next. Putok sa kilikili. Paubos na rin yung load ni Renz. Ba't di kayo nag-load? Excited yard. So next question tayo, guys. Adong putok. Putok nga daw sa kilikili, John Paul. So next question. What does praise stand for? Yun, another abbreviation, guys. What does praise stand for? Is it letter A, Program for Recognition and Incentives in Service Efficiency? Letter B, Program on Awards and Incentives for Service Excellence? Letter C, Public Recognition and Incentive System for Employees? Or letter D, Program for Awards and Internal Service Excellence? Be basic. Okay, I'm waiting for your answers. Yung meaning ng bleep. Yung meaning ng bleep, Jean, boiling liquid, expanding vapor, explosion. Again, boiling liquid, expanding vapor, explosion. That's the meaning of bleep. Okay, how about praise? What's your answer, guys? We have B, we have C, we had A. kasi ito yung naiiba. Kasi ito yung public. Now, the answer is letter B. Program on Awards and Incentives for Service Excellence. Again, ano yung praise? Program on Awards and Incentives for Service Excellence. Let's explain this. Now, this program is designed to recognize, to reward, and to motivate BFP personnel for outstanding performance and exemplary service. Meaning, binigyan ng recognition ang mga personnel na nagpakita ng superior accomplishments, heroic deeds, innovative ideas, exemplary behavior, and outstanding public service. In simple terms, ito yung paraan para ma-appreciate at ma-recognize ang magandang serbisyo ng personnel. Because honestly, mahirap ang trabaho sa fire service. Minsan habang tulog ang iba, ikaw nasa actual emergency pa. So, example of actions that may be recognized includes saving lives during fire incidents, showing bravery during emergencies. That's why sabi nga ni Sir Jason, kailangan matapang ka. Bawal iyakin. excellent performance in duties, like that. So meaning, hindi lang pagiging matapang ang basis, include din yung mga professionalism and integrity. It matters too. Kaya yung mga excellent performance in duties, mga honesty, mga discipline. So the goal of this program is not only to give awards, it also encourages personnel to perform better, stay motivated, maintain professionalism, and continue giving quality public of service. Oh, masasabi ko, sana all. Sana may ganito dun sa amin, no? Praise. So you know what? Because when people feel appreciated, mas inspired silang magtrabaho. Hindi lang kapag in love, pati rin yung pag na-appreciate ka guys, 'di ba? Nakaka-inspire 'yon. Parang ikaw lang kapag nagsabi ng yung boss mo, sasabihan ka ng good job. Productive ka buong araw. Minsan isang compliment lang, parang kaya mo lang ulit lumaban sa buhay, 'di ba? Kahit anong hirap ng buhay, once appreciative yung boss mo, yung company nyo, it really makes difference. So, the praise program is not just about rewards, it is about promoting dedication, integrity, and excellence in public service. Because in emergency service, small acts of dedication can save lives, right? Oy, matapang daw si M, oh. Matapang ako, kaya ko siyang ipaglaban. Oh, sana all sa'yo. Lamang talaga pag may binabalikan. Next question. Ito na yung tanong mo. Sino ba nang nagtanong nito? Si Eman. Well, so what does SCBA stand for? Sinagot na ni DM. Is a self-controlled breathing apparatus? Is it safety compressed breathing air? Is it self-contained breathing apparatus? Or D, is it standard compressed breathing aid? So ano daw yung meaning ng ECBA? May clue na si Pedagrosa. Kaya guys, again, careful talaga kayo pag tinatanong na yung meaning ng mga acronyms kasi nga, ang mga abbreviations na mga like SCBA, praise, believe, nakakalito talaga yung mga choices. Kasi nga, parang pare-pareho lang. Pag hindi mo binasa lahat, madadali ka talaga. Sayang yung point mo. Next answer is self-contained breathing apparatus. So that's the meaning of CBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. So, parang mukhang complicated pakinggan kasi sobrang haba. Pero, ang concept for this is, ito yung sariling hangin ng firefighters. Because during fires, the air inside buildings can become extremely dangerous. So, there may be thick smoke, toxic gases, toxic like your ex, whatever, very low oxygen, and extreme heat, right? So and honestly, sometimes smoke is more dangerous than the flame themselves. Bakit? Why? Minsan, hindi apoy yung unang nakakapatay, guys, kundi yung usok. That is why firefighters wear ECBA because it provides clean and breathable air while operating inside hazardous areas. Meaning, kahit makapal ang usok, may safe air pa rin hinihinga yung firefighter. Parang portable life support. So the ECBA usually includes a face mask, an air tank, hoses, and strap sword in the back. So this equipment is very important because smoke can block vision, make breathing difficult, cause dizziness, and even make responders unconscious. So without proper breathing equipment, even trained firefighters can become victims. That is why firefighters inspect their ECBA carefully before operations. So yeah, ECBA allows firefighters to enter smoke-filled areas, search for trapped victims, rescue people, and fight fire more safely. Because during actual fires, visibility is poor, di ba? Air quality is dangerous, and conditions change quickly. Imagine yourself. You're entering a dark room full of smoke without clean air. After few breaths pa lang guys, possible mahilo ka na agad. So one important thing to remember about ECBE is just it's not just an equipment. It is a life support. Okay? It's a life support. It helps firefighters survive while helping others survive too. Because rescuers cannot save lives if sila mismo yung nawawala ng hangin. And honestly, wearing a CBA is not comfortable. Nakikita nyo yan, di ba? Mainit, mabigat, nakakapagod. Pero, firefighters still wear it because safety always comes first. So in simple terms, SCBA is the breathing equipment firefighters use to safely breathe inside smoke-filled and dangerous environments. So it provides clean air, protects responders, and allows firefighters to work safely during emergencies. Because in firefighting, sometimes the most important thing is not only fighting the fire, but surviving the environment around it. Diba tama ako? Am I right or am I right? Next, who will investigate chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear incidents or explosions? So, sino na yung mag-i-investigate na to? Itong mga chemical, yung mga biological, mga nuclear incidents or explosions? Fire brigade ba? Fire investigator ba? The hazardous materials team ba? Or the emergency medical team? Wala bang mali, Day Day? Gisay katabad sa kuha. Walay tapad na ko, guys. Ako lang mga cats. Okay, I'm waiting for your answer for this. The one who will investigate chemical, biological, and nuclear incidents or explosions. kanino, kanino ano, sir? Sir Jason, kanino ugali? Basta ako, madali lang akong unawain. Oh, it's right. Okay, you're right. This is hazardous materials or hazmat team. Now, ang hazmat team ay isang specially trained group or rumeresponde sa mga incidents involving dangerous substances or hazardous materials. Meaning, hindi lang ordinary sunog ang hinahandle nila. Kasi minsan, ang emergency hindi lang apoy, kundi meron ding chemical. At tandaan, hindi lahat ng tumatagas safe hawakan. So these dangerous substances can harm people, property, and pati environment. Examples, yung sinabi ko, chemical spills, toxic gas leaks, fuel leaks, unknown powders or substances na pwedeng makalason, makasunog ng balat, or makahirap sa paghinga. Imagine, may tumbagas na chemical sa factory. Minsan, may mga taong, huy, lagyan natin ng tubig, guys. Again, hindi po lahat nadadaan sa tubig because some chemicals become more dangerous kapag mali ang handling. Parang ex mong ayaw kang tantanan. Kapag pinansin mo, lalong lumalala. Oh my gosh, I can relate. Ganito yung ex ko, guys. For 2 years, hindi ako tinatantanan. Uy, oversharing. Well, kaya guys, ang hazmat incidents, kailangan ng special response. Hindi pwede yung bara-bara lang na mukhang okay naman. I think it's good. I think it's fine. Hoy, yan usually ang sentence bago magka-problema. Ang hazmat personnel trained sila to identify kung anong substance yun. Control leaks or spills, protect nearby people, at pigilan yung pagkalat ng contamination. Because sometimes, kahit maliit lang yung spill, pwede nang maka-affect ng maraming tao, especially kapag airborne or toxic gas. Ang napapansin nyo minsan, yung suot ng hazmat, parang astronaut. As you can see, di ba? Hindi po sila pa Mars, guys. Hindi sila papuntang Jupiter. Hindi sila papuntang Neptune. Grabe naman si DM. Kawawa raw. Relapse review. So, yeah. So, guys, sinusuot nila po yan kasi nga, hindi sila dapat malason. Hindi sila pwede mapasok or mahilo sa toxic fumes. Kasi some of hazardous materials can affect breathing, burn the skin, poison the body, or release harmful gases. So protection is very important. So remember, sa hazmat incidents, sometimes the danger is invisible. Walang apoy, walang usok minsan, pero dangerous na pala. Kaya responders are very careful. So we need this hazmat team. Removal of fuel. Next question, guys. Removal of fuel to extinguish a fire is called... paulit-ulit na to, Yung pusa ko. My God, yung mga pusa ko. 5 kasi sila, guys. Ang lalaki. Tapos naglalaro. Naririnig nyo? I'm so sorry. Paano kung siya mismo yung toxic? Tayuan mo. Or baka gusto mo talaga ng red flag. Bahala ka dyan. Eme. Si Yarn? Si, gutom na kami. Hoy! 7 pa lang. Buti na lang, diet ako. Okay, the answer is starvation kasi nga, gutom na si Eller Nerek. That's for starvation. So, again, now when we hear the word starvation, parang sabi ni Eller Nerek, gutom daw. Or parang diet agad naiisip. Wala! Oh my gosh! Sorry guys. Nakasala akong earring. Why? Careful. So now, when we hear the word starvation, gutom? Diet? Diet nga ba o baka petsa de peligro na, guys? Petsa de peligro na ba ngayon? Pero sa firefighting, starvation means removing the fuel so the fire can no longer continue burning. Diba? Now, fuel. Ano nga yung fuel again? Fuel is simply anything that fire can burn. Yung mga wood, paper, curtains, gasoline. So basically, if something can catch fire and continue burning, that becomes fuel. So fire needs fuel to survive. Parang ikaw, need mo siya para makasurvive ka. Charis lang. Hindi ganun. Without fuel, guys, the fire dies, diba? So, parang chismis yan, guys. Kapag wala nang nagpapakalat, namamatay din. Ikas, mga chismosa. So, in starvation, the goal is alisin yung sinusunog ng apoy. For example, turning off an LPG tank, removing nearby combustible materials, cutting grass before wildfire spreads, or isolating burning objects from other materials because if the fire cannot reach more fuel, it cannot continue spreading. Imagine may nasusunog na curtain malapit sa sofa. So if the sofa is removed quickly, the fire loses another thing to burn. That's the concept. This is why also firefighters sometimes remove nearby materials, create fire breaks, or isolate certain areas. Hindi dahil trip lang nila, guys. Magligpit. No, hindi. So they are stopping the fire from feeding itself. Kasi nga, ang fire, parang mga corrupt na politician, guys. Greedy. Kapag may masusunog pa, go lang yan. So, fire does not continue magically. It survives because something keeps feeding it. That something is fuel. And once fuel is removed, the fire weakens and eventually goes out. Parang toxic relationship ulit. Pag tinigil mo na, end na, matatapos na, di ba? No more toxic. So, simple terms, starvation means extinguishing fire by removing the fuel or anything that fire can continue burning. No fire and no fuel, no fire. Pag toxic, ipa-confine ba? Wow, buti na lang may tagahatid siya ng food. Diba? Kaya natin makasurvive kahit wala sila, guys. So, next question. Which firefighting objective focuses on limiting the fire to its area of origin and preventing its spread to other parts of a structure? Firefighting daw, guys, na nagpo-focus na ilimit yung fire sa area of origin para ma-prevent ang spread sa other parts ng structure na nasusunog. Ano ba to? Is it ventilation, confinement, salvage, or rescue? Broken ka ba, ma'am? Ano ako ay broken, guys? Joke lang yun. Para naman hindi kayo antukin, hindi kayo gutumin. Broken ako mga last 4 years. So, it's so long na, guys. Again, ano daw yung firefighting na nagfo-focus na i-limit yung fire sa area of origin para ma-prevent yung spread sa other parts ng fire. Aray mo. Yes, the answer is confinement. Broke or Coke? Or guys, I don't drink Coke na kasi nga nagda-diet ako, di ba? Broken si strangers. Kawawa ka naman, stranger. Comfort kita, gusto mo. Sige, let's discuss what is confinement. So, confinement simply means keeping the fire in one area para hindi na siya kumalat pa. Kasi during a fire, hindi lang goal ng firefighters na patayin yung apoy. Ang goal din is pigilan ito makarating sa ibang lugar. For example, if isang kwarto lang nasusunog, firefighters immediately think about nearby rooms, upper floors, katabing bahay, or ibang structures nearby. Because once kumalat yung apoy, diba, of course, mas lalaki yung problema. From maliit na sunog lang, biglang breaking news na. That is why confinement is very important. It helps reduce damage, danger, and possible casualties. Kasi habang maliit pa ang affected area, mas madaling kontrolin, diba? So, anong ginagawa ng firefighters during confinement? Sometimes, they close doors, cool nearby walls or structures, focus water sa possible path of fire. Hindi ibig sabihin pinapabayaan nila yung main fire. Sometimes, the smarter move is pigilan muna natin lumawa. Because firefighters always think ahead. Hindi lang anong nangyari ngayon, kundi anong pwedeng mangyari next. One important thing, fire spreads through, again, heat, smoke, and nearby combustible materials. Now, combustible means, again, anything that can burn. Meaning, kahit hindi pa nadatapuan ng apoy, yung kabilang kwarto, possible, umiinit na siya. Imagine, dikit-dikit yung mga bahay. If firefighters successfully confine the fire to one house, possible na masalba pa yung buong paligid. Again, in simple terms, confinement means keeping the fire limited to one area and preventing it from spreading further. Because sa firefighting, guys, sometimes stopping the spread quickly is the fastest way to save lives and property. Wala nga, Sir Don. Wala akong pinagdadaanan. Wala akong pinagdadaanan sa love life. Sa life lang. Tinigilan ko naman. Anong pwede mangyari? Next. Mangyari next, guys. Mag-review pa rin kayo. The next question, paulit-ulit ito. So, conduction is the transfer of heat through solid materials except, so ang conduction daw is yung transfer ng heat through solid materials except sa isa sa apat na to. So, metal beam transferring heat, wall absorbing and passing heat, air movement carrying heat, steel pipe conducting heat. So, which one, guys, ang hindi conduction? Take yun na si Mom. Guys, no. Daming broken. Yes, you really understood what is conduction. Of course, air, except sa air movement carrying heat. Diba? Because, again, conduction is one-way heat moves, diba? Yung init, dumadaan through direct contact. Meaning, magkadikit yung objects. Then the heat transfers from one object to another. Hindi gumagalaw yung object mismo. Yung init lang ang nagta-travel. So again, another example. Imagine my metal spoon inside hot coffee. After a few minutes, even yung hawakan ng kutsara, umiinit. Why? Because the heat traveled through the spoon. Hindi naman gumagalaw yung kutsara papunta sa apoy. Uy, katakot. Yung init lang ang dumadaan from one part to another. And that is conduction. That's why this one involves air. That's why hindi to. Yan yung except, guys. So now in fires, conduction becomes dangerous because heat can travel through solid materials at maraming solid materials sa mga structures, di ba? Meaning kahit isang room pa lang yung may apoy, possible na uminit na yung kabilang area. So minsan, wala ka pang nakikitang apoy, pero sobrang init na ng pader or pinto. Parang kayo, wala pang label, pero ramdam mo na yung red flag. Pero colorblind ka naman. Aba, very good sa'yo. So this is why firefighters are careful when touching doors or walls during fires. Because sometimes the fire is hidden on the other side, but the heat has already traveled through the material. Kaya hindi pwedeng, hawakan ko nga kung okay ba. Sige nga, hawakan mo, bahala ka dyan. So again, conduction is the movement of heat through solid materials by direct contact. So the object stays in place, but the heat keeps moving through it. Sanay na ako mag-isa, guys. I don't have parents anymore. I have only one brother and he is far away from me. Nasa Davao siya. Holding hands is also conduction. Yes, sir, kasi may direct contact yun. Sana all may ka-holding hands. Next. During a building fire, firefighters observe that hot smoke and gases rapidly rose to the upper floors through the stairwell, causing the fire to spread upward. So, anong type of heat transfer is involved in this scenario? Building fire daw, yung mga firefighters, napansin nila yung hot smoke and gases tumataas so, sa upper floor through the stairwell. So, that's why it causes the fire to spread upward. So, ano to? What type of heat transfer to? Is it conduction? Is it radiation? Is it convection? It is inhibition? Grabe talaga si Mark Antonio, naka-caps lock. Instagram. Hi guys, wala akong IG. Convection, letter C. Letter C. How about the others? The answer is letter C. Convection. Again, what is convection? It's another way heat moves. Gumagalaw ang init because gumagalaw din ang hangin or liquid. That's why the answer for that question is convection. Guys, sa sunog, this usually happens through hot air, smoke, as mentioned earlier, and heated gases. So, kapag umiinit ang hangin, umaakyat siya pataas. Then, cooler air moves in para palitan siya. So, patuloy-tuloy yung movement ng init sa area. Parang usok lang ng barbecue. Di ba? Pag bumibili kayo ng barbecue, hindi naman yan bumababa ang usok papunta sa paa mo. Paakyat lagi yan. So, for example, during a fire, unang umiinit usually ang ceiling area. Why? Because hot smoke and hot air rise upward first. Then, habang gumagalaw yung mainit na hangin, kumakalat din yung init sa buong kwarto. So, kahit isang corner lang, nagsimula yung apoy. Possible na umiinit na ang buong room, di ba? So, this is also the reason why fire spread to upper floors. Because heat and smoke naturally move upward, hindi pa baba. So, minsan, kahit first floor pa lang may sunog, dangerous na agad sa second floor. That is why makapal usually ang usok malapit sa ceiling. And this is also why, again, firefighters stay low when entering smoke-filled areas. Because low areas usually have cooler air, less smoke, and better visibility. Basically, habang pataas, mas mainit at mas mausok. Another example, guys, boiling water. Kapag kumukulo, yung mainit na tubig umaakyat, yung mas malamig bumababa. Din tuloy-tuloy yung ikot. So, parang dugo mo. Pag kumukulo, umiinit din yung ulo mo. Lalo pag walang pera, nakikita mo yung mga kaaway mo. Ganon din yun, guys. So, convection spreads heat very quickly. Minsan, balit pa yung apoy. Pero yung usok at init kumakalat na agad. That is why fire becomes dangerous faster than people expect. Parang ikaw lang. Faster ma-attach. Bravo sa'yo. So in simple terms, convection is the movement of heat through moving air or liquid. Okay? Nanginit na ako. Sir, Jason, wag kang ano dyan. Nang makain na. Ay nako, nangunda to, anyari. Next scenario. During a warehouse fire, a nearby structure began heating up, even though the flames never directly touch it. So what type of heat transfer most likely caused this? Is it conduction, convection, radiation, ventilation? Damay ba, Supremo? Yes, the answer is for this scenario is radiation. Again, the easiest way para mas ma-understand yung radiation, para hindi nyo talaga makalimutan, guys. Yung init, dumadating kahit walang direct contact, unlike conduction. Yes, possible po yun. Meaning, hindi mo kailangang hawakan yung mainit na object para maramdaman yung init. Parang ako, hindi nyo naman ako mahawakan. Pero nafe-feel yung hot ako, di ba? Di ba hot ako? Sinong agree dyan? May one-day tutor kayo sa akin, libre. So, for example, guys, kapag nakatayo kayong malapit sa bonfire, di ba? Hindi mo naman nahawakan yung apoy. Alam naman hawakan mo. So, pero ramdam mo agad yung init sa mukha mo. Or under the sun. Millions of kilometers away yung araw. Pero paglabas mo, Lord, bakit parang hinuhusgahan ako ng panahon? Pinapawisan ka agad. That is radiation. Heat travels through space from one object papunta sa another object. Parang makikalimutan. Ay, sir, pwede LDR. Yes, hottest. Oy, si Saiden. Saiden, mag-chat ka sa akin. May one-day tutor ka sa akin. O, sino pa nag-agree? So, guys, now in fires, radiation becomes dangerous because... Ay, wait lang. Anong oo na lang, sir? Wala. Ayoko na sa'yo. Hindi tayo friend. Hindi tayo bate. Bala ka dyan. 100%. Bakit nga dangerous, guys? Kasi nearby objects can become very hot even without direct flames. So this is why firefighters also cool nearby structures during fires. Because even if the fire is still in one area, the heat can spread outward through radiation. Especially kapag dikit-dikit yung bahay. Isang bahay pa lang yung may sunog, pero pati kapitbahay pinapapawisan na emotionally at literally. So another example, guys. Kapag hinawakan yung kotse mo sa ilalim ng araw, I can't relate, wala akong kotse. Si Sir Jason na lang tanungin niyo. Pagbukas mo ng pinto, ay wow, air fryer pala to. Kala ko kotse. So wala namang apoy sa loob ng sasakyan, pero because of radiation, sobrang init na agad sa loob. So radiation does not need touching or moving air. The heat simply travels outward from a hot object. Kahit malapit na malapit ka lang sa apoy, possible maapektuhan ka na agad. So again, radiation is a transfer of heat without touching through heat waves traveling through space. No direct contact. Para kayo, wala kayong direct contact. Yun. So, pero ramdam mo pa rin yung init. Parang heartbreak, guys. Hindi ka naman sinaktan physically, pero wasak ka naman emotionally. Agay, kaluoy. Kawawa ka naman. Super hot. Yung LDR kayo, pero ramdam mo yung pagmamahal niya. Radiation ba yun? Aba, ewan ko. Ano ba yung pagmamahal, guys? Next. What is the written order issued by city or municipal fire marshal to a fire safety inspector to be presented to the owner or administrator before conducting an inspection? Is it A, notice of violation? Is it B, inspection order? Is it C, fire safety clearance? Or is it D, permit to operate? Parang ako, hindi mo ko makalimutan, syempre. Ingay-ingay ko dito eh. Alam ko man, kalimutan mo ko, Ray Ray. Huwag kong kalimutan, Ray. So, what's your answer for this? Written order daw siya na inisyu ng fire marshal sa fire inspector na ibibigay sa owner or administrator ng building before mag-conduct ng inspection. The answer is inspection order. So now, ang inspection order is an official document that gives authority, okay? That gives authority to the fire safety inspector to conduct inspection. So, ito yung official permission or document para magsagawa ng inspection. Hindi pwedeng basta na lang pumasok sa establishment yung fire safety. Ano guys, inspector like, surprise! Surprise, surprise! Inspection po kami! Hindi ganun. Before conducting the inspection, the fire safety inspector must present the inspection order to the owner, administrator, or organ or authorized representative. Bakit? Because this shows that the inspection is official, authorized, and properly documented. So the inspection order also helps protect both sides. So for the establishment owner, it confirms that the inspection is legitimate. So for the inspector naman, it proves that the inspection was officially authorized. So malinaw. Walang misunderstanding, walang dudahan, walang overthinking. So this document usually contains important details such as the establishment to be inspected, names of personnel involved, mga related inspection details, meaning organized at documented and processed. Hindi yung nag-i-inspect lang kami, ma'am, kasi bored kami. Nag-i-inspect lang kami, ma'am, kasi gusto kitang makita. Sana. So another important purpose of the inspection order is accountability. Because inspections involve official government action, there must always be proper documentation. So inspections must always follow proper procedures. Even if the goal is public safety, the process must still be lawful, professional, and properly documented because professionalism, guys, builds public trust. Diba? Sabi ko sa'yo mali ako eh, pero may tama na ako sa'yo, ma'am. Naku po, anong tama yan? Ayoko ng misunderstanding, Christian. Bahala ka dyan. Next question. What certificate is issued to members of fire brigades, alam ko to. Alam nyo na to dapat, di ba? Fire volunteers and fire safety practitioners after completion of mandatory training conducted by the agency. Fire safety clearance, permit to operate, certificate of competency, certificate of completion. I'm waiting for your answers. Grabe talaga to si Leah, no? Pag sasagot, may explanation talaga yan siya. So guys, ang certificate na ini-issue sa member ng fire brigades, mga fire volunteers, fire safety practitioners after they completed the mandatory training. So, it is certificate of competency. Okay po? Hindi po certificate of completion, hindi po fire safety clearance, kundi certificate of competency. Now, ang certificate of competency po is an official document given to a person who successfully completed required fire safety training. In simple terms, proof po ito ng isang tao is trained, qualified, and capable to perform certain fire safety functions. Parang diploma lang, guys. Pero instead of congrats, nakagraduate ka na, ito naman, congrats, marunong ka na, at qualified ka na. So this certificate shows that person completed the required training, passed the necessary requirements, and demonstrated proper knowledge and skills. Meaning, hindi lang basta, ako basta nanonood ako ng TikTok about firefighter. Alam ko na yan lahat. No. Kailangan po officially trained po dapat. For example, a person who completed fire safety seminars or specialized training may receive a certificate of competency from issuing authorities such as the PFP. So this means recognized siya officially, hindi TikTok ha. So one important thing to remember, guys, is that certification is not just about having paper, it represents training, responsibility, competence, and readiness. Because in fire safety, knowledge, and proper preparation save lives. Next tayo. What type of evidence is based on statements or testimonies given by witnesses under oath? Ano daw yung type ng evidence na to na nagbe-base sa statement ng mga or testimonya ng mga witnesses under oath? Under oath, ha? Is it letter A, physical evidence? Is it letter B, documentary evidence? Is it letter C, testimonial evidence? Or letter D, demonstrative evidence? Mama, TikTok mo. Secret! Private yung TikTok ko, guys. Pero nagpo-post lang ako sa Facebook ng TikTok ko paminsan-minsan. Pero walang laman yung TikTok ko. Given na answer particular. Sa. Ewan ko sa'yo, Lian. So the answer for this is, this type of evidence that involves statements and testimonies is testimonial evidence. Yes, you're right. Now, testimonial evidence simply means statements or testimonies given by a person under oath. Usually, these statements come from eyewitnesses, victims, responders, or experts involved in the incident. In simple terms, ito yung testimonya ng tao tungkol sa nangyari. Pero, guys, official at under oath. Meaning, required silang magsabi ng totoo. Hindi pwede yung, sa tingin ko lang po, sa napaniginipan po kasi, sir, is, hala, napaniginipan. Hala siya, baliw. Hala, bali. Charis lang. Okay lang ako yung mapapaniginipan nyo, guys. Nag-tutor ako. Mas matatandaan nyo pa. So, for example, if someone saw how a fire started, that person may testify about what they saw, what time it happened, who was present, or what actions occurred before the fire. Experts, yes guys, experts. Experts may also provide testimony. For example, a fire investigator may explain possible fire cause, burn observations, or findings from the investigation. So testimonial evidence is important because sometimes people personally witness important details that cameras or physical evidence may not capture. For example, unusual behavior, smell of gasoline, arguments before the fire. Magjowa pala na nag-aaway, tas yung neighbor mo, sinunog yung bahay mo kasi naiingayan sa inyo. Naku po. Or mga suspicious activities. Parang marites lang, guys. Pero this time, officially useful. So, another important thing, under oath. Diba sabi under oath? Under oath means the person promises to tell the truth because false testimony can lead to serious legal consequences. Okay? Alright. Totoo at pawang katotohanan lamang. Right. Diba may clue na nga, testimony, diba? So next, this is a process of obtaining information about a building or property and storing the information in the system readily available as reference during emergencies and or incidents. The process now, remember, process now of obtaining information about sa building or property, tapos storing the information in the system na readily available na pwedeng i-refer during emergencies or incidents. Is it fire suppression, pre-fire plan, pre-fire planning, or is it post-fire analysis? Mom, if you don't mind, ilang taon ka na? I'm turning 32 years old, but I'm trying hard not to look like 32 years old. 31 pa ako. I'll be turning 32 this October, okay? Oh, alam talaga ni Sir Jason. Sir Jason! Do I look like 31 ba, Sir Jason? Sabihin mo yung totoo. Guys, malapit na tayo. Malapit na tayo matapos. Dinilig kayo. Yes, the answer is pre-fire planning. Now, pre-fire planning simply means paghahanda bago pa mangyari ang sunog? Is it the process of gathering and studying important information, guys, about a building or area before an emergency happens? So before emergency happens, firefighters already study structures and important locations. So they gather information such as building layout, mga entrances and exits, mga water sources, mga hazards, so mga possible risks. Parang advanced research lang siya, guys, because the more prepared responders are, the faster and safer the operation becomes. For example, if firefighters already know saan ang fire exits, saan nakastore ang chemicals, or saan mahina ang access road, mas mabilis silang makakapag-decide during emergencies. Hindi mangangapa habang may sunog. Parang exam lang yan, guys. Kapag nag-review ka, less panic. Kapag hindi, bahala na si Lord. Tinamay mo pa talaga si Lord. So guys, pre-fire, anong height ko? Height ko po is 5'6" or 5'7". Ganun. So pre-fire planning is especially important for hospitals, malls, schools, factories, warehouses, o mga high-risk establishments, because these places may have many occupants, hazardous materials, complicated layouts, or special risky concerns. So one thing pa, guys, to remember, good firefighting starts before the fire even happens. Preparation saves time, property, and lives, because during emergencies, again, every second matters. Okay? Okay, malapit na tayo. Next, establishments employing at least 50 persons are required to organize what? So, yung mga establishment daw, guys, na may mga employees, 50 persons, anong requirement sa kanila? What should they organize? Is it fire safety committee, fire brigade, security team, or medical team? Same tayo. Hello. Oh, sabi ni Sir Jason, I look like 18 daw. Sino ka dyan? Sino ka dyan? 31 down to 18. Sir Jason, gusto mo snack? yung voice ko parang teenager. Feeling teenager kasi ako, guys. Kaya ganun. Ma'am, anong height mo? Yung height ko, guys, is 5'6" or 5'7". Yes, thank you, Darrell. Darrell, may milty ka sa akin. Baby face pala. Thank you, thank you. Guys, hirap talaga mag-Tagalog. Baka naman. So, the answer for this is letter B. So, now, ang fire brigade, this is a collective term referring to a group of trained firefighters or emergency responders within communities, barangay, companies, government offices, or mga private establishments. So, sila yung organized group na unang tumutulong during fire and emergency situations within their area or workplace. Parang internal emergency team. So, hindi man sila regular BFP firefighters, trained sila to assist. So, under the fire code, business establishments that accommodate at least 50 persons are required to establish and maintain a fire brigade. Because during emergencies, guys, the first few minutes are very critical. And you know that. So, the fire brigade helps deal with small fires, evacuation, crowd control, mga initial emergency response, and coordination with the BFP, of course. So, habang papunta pa lang ang fire trucks, may kumikilos na. Because honestly, hindi naman pwedeng maghintayan lang habang may sunog. So, members of the fire brigade are usually trained in using fire extinguishers, evacuation procedures, basic firefighting, mga alarm response. So, meaning, hindi sila basta volunteer lang na, mukha naman akong brave. Wow. Valor main naman ako. Uy, fire. So, my proper training dapat. Kasi nga, during emergencies, confidence without training, delikado pa rin yun. So, fire brigades help strengthen safety and preparedness inside establishments because mabilis na initial response can prevent fire spread, reduce injuries and save lives. Again, ano yung fire brigade? This is an organized and trained group within a company, barangay, or establishment that performs initial firefighting and emergency response activities. Ito, this is the active principle of burning characterized by heat and light of combustion. Is it smoke, fire, heat, or ignition? Maganda yan si Mo. Nakita ko na dyan sa Oy, SM, di pa nga ako nakapunta ng SM downtown kanina. Pumunta akong SM uptown. Ray, chat mo ko, Ray. Let's ML. So, what is this active principle, guys, or burning, characterized by the heat and light of combustion? Yes, the answer is letter B. So, fire is defined as the active principle of burning because it's not just a simple object, it is an ongoing and active process. Meaning, habang may nasusunog, fire continuously produces heat, light, smoke, and energy. That is why the definition uses the word active because fire is continuously reacting and changing while burning happens. Hindi siya parang bato na nakatambay lang, guys. May movement and continuous activity. The definition also says that characterized by the heat and light of combustion because the most noticeable signs of fire are init at liwanag. So the heat is the energy released during burning. That is why fire can burn materials, spread quickly, and damage structures. So while the light is the visible glow we see from the flame. So kaya kahit gabi, madaling makita ang apoy. Parang tropa mong mahilig sa spotlight na bida-bida, hindi nawawala sa eksena. Fire yun. So the definition also describes as a rapid oxidation process. So in simple terms, this means materials are burning very quickly while releasing heat and light. So the word rapid is important because fire can grow and spread fast, diba? So minsan, maliit lang sa umpisa, then after a few minutes, malaki ka agad. Parang gastos mo. Akala mo, snacks lang. Pagtingin mo sa wallet mo, ubos na pala sweldo mo. Congrats, pareho tayo. It also says, with varying intensities, meaning hindi lahat ng pare-pareho, guys. Some fires are small, weak, slow burning, or extremely intense and destructive. So, depende yan sa material na nasusunog, amount of heat, and surrounding conditions. That is why some fires produce small flames, while others create massive heat, thick smoke, and rapid fire spread. Hi, Alan! Chat mo ko. ML tayo. Baka pang ilang game ko pa yan ngayong season eh. Kasi busy ako. Busy ako mag-lecture even sa bank. So next, I saw someone ask about this. So this is the written document resulting from the gathering of general and detailed data to be used by responding personnel for determining the resources and actions necessary to mitigate anticipated emergencies at a specific facility. Written document. Yun yung clue. Resulting sa pag-gather ng details na ginagamit ng mga responders for determining resources and actions necessary to mitigate anticipated emergencies. So this is it fire suppression? Is it pre-fire plan? Is it pre-fire planning? Post-fire analysis? What is it, guys? Ibali yan. Ikaw ba yung nagtanong nito? Gushun, main top 43. Oh, wow, ako minion. Top 1 global. Charis. You have different answers right there. How about the others? I want to know your answers. Yung clue dito, guys, is written document resulting from the gathering of general and detailed data. Okay? Maling lalaki. Yes, yes, you're right. Nerek, the answer for this is pre-fire plan. Now, many people get confused between pre-fire planning and pre-fire plan. Both of that, guys. Both pre-fire planning and pre-fire plan lumabas sa exam namin. So, maraming na-confused doon ng mga classmates ko. Simple lang ang difference, di ba? Pre-fire planning is the process. Pre-fire planning is the process. Pre-fire plan without the NINGE is the actual document result. Meaning, after gathering and studying all important information about a building, everything is organized into one official reference document. That becomes the pre-fire plan. Para research. Yung pag-aaral at pagkuha ng information, yun yung planning. Yung final printed output, yun yung plan. So the pre-fire plan contains important details, guys. So responders can use during emergencies. Example, mga building layout, mga exit and entrances, mga fire protection systems, water sources, yung mga sinabi ko kanina, mga hazardous area. So basically, ito yung guide ng responders before and during operations. So why is this important pa? Because during actual fires, time is very limited. So, hindi pwedeng, saan po daan papunta sa basement? Huy, wala nang time for sightseeing. So, a good pre-fire plan helps responders make faster decisions, identify hazards quickly, improve coordination, and respond more safely. Especially sa mall, sa hospital, sa factory, sa schools. So, because complicated yung structures, so, it become harder to navigate during emergencies, lalo na kapag makapal ang usok, walang visibility, at panic na ang mga tao. So, in short, pre-fire plan is the organized and documented output of pre-fire planning, containing important information responders use during emergencies. So, it serves as a guide to help firefighters respond effectively and safely. Because of firefighting, guys, good planning saves lives before operations even begin. Next, I think this is the last. This is the second to the last, guys. So, what is an exercise or practice that teaches people how to leave a building safely during an emergency? Baka naman, mamalita kayo nito. Exercise or practice. Baka mamali yung hindi nag-a-attend nito. Is it fire suppression, fire drill, fire extinguishment, or ventilation? Yes, the answer for this is fire drill. Guys, sumaten kayo ng mga fire drill ha. Sa amin sa bank, nagagalit ako pag hindi nagpa-fire drill annually. Kasi nasa regulation yun ng BSP. So, fire drill is a practice Practice exercise conducted to prepare people on what to do during an actual fire or emergency. So, i-practice ito para hindi mataranta kapag totoong may sunog na. Because during real emergencies, people panic easily. That's normal, di ba? At kapag walang preparation, posibleng magkaroon ng stampede, confusion, injuries, or delayed evacuation kasi hindi alam ang gagawin. So, during a fire drill, people practice evacuation procedures, paggamit ng exits, alarm response, mga assembly area procedures, di ba? Meaning, inaaral kung anong gagawin kapag may emergency. Hindi yung, ay, okay lang yan, bahala na pag may usok na, doon na natin malalaman. Ay, naku po, hindi po effective ang freestyle evacuation. So usually, fire drills include sounding the fire alarm, orderly evacuation, head counting, and coordination with emergency personnel or the fire brigade. So the goal is to make people familiar with exits, emergency routes, and proper response procedures because during real fires, again, segundo, importante na yun. So, sa fire drill, tiniteach so during and the important thing sa fire drills, guys, it teach do not panic. So because panic causes mistakes. Minsan hindi naman apoy ang unang delikado, kundi nagtutulakan na yung mga tao. And isa pa, fire drills are not just for compliance. They are for safety because in actual emergencies, people usually react based on what they practice. Kumbaga, muscle memory. Kaya kung sanay ka na sa tamang procedure, mas kalmado at organized ka during real situations, hindi ka sumisigaw or hindi ka nagla-live. Hindi ka vlogger, kung ano pang ginagawa yung mga unnecessary. So, a fire drill is a practice exercise that teaches people how to respond safely and properly during fire emergencies. So the goal here is to improve preparedness, coordination, and evacuation safety. Okay? Last question. Hindi ako galit, Ray. Normal lang yun. What is the purpose of requiring doors to swing with the direction of exit or egress travel? Is this to improve the appearance of the building, to reduce the cost of door installation, to allow faster and safer evacuation, or to make doors easier to lock? Si Yarn kasi daw mahaba. Mahilig talaga kayo sa mahaba, guys. Hilig-hilig niyo sa mahaba, ha? At meron sa mahaba. Yes, the answer for this is to allow faster and safer evacuation during emergencies. Hindi lang yan design, guys. Bakit ang mga doors sa exits are required to swing toward the direction of exit travel? Meaning, kapag emergency, yung pinto dapat bumubukas papalabas toward the exit direction. Now, bakit? Bakit important ito? Because during emergencies, people naturally rush toward the exit. At kapag maraming taong nagpapanik, possible magkaroon ng tulakan, siksikan, at crowd congestion. Imagine, guys, kung yung pinto opens inward, habang nagtutulakan yung tao palabas, possible hindi agad mabuksan yung pinto because people are pressing against it. So instead na mabilis makalabas, mas naiipit pa yung crowd. Parang jeep sa rush hour, guys. May gustong bumaba, may gustong sumakay, walang usad. Walang usad, parang kayo di umuusad. Tigil nyo na lang yan. So that is why doors should swing in the direction of exit travel. So kapag tinulak ng crowd, mas madaling bumukas yung pinto. So what's the result? Faster evacuation, smoother movement, and less chance of crushing or stampede. Because, guys, guys, this is especially important in places like schools, malls, theaters, mga hospital, churches, or mga malalaking establishments. Because the more people inside, the greater the danger during panic situations. Imagine hundreds of people trying to exit the door. Hindi pwede yung isa-isa lang po, isa-isa lang, isa-isa lang. Naku guys, pag-panic na, survival instinct na gumagana. This requirement improves evacuation flow and overall safety. Because in emergencies, the design of the building itself can help save lives. That's the most important thing, right? So safety design prevents accidents before they happen. So a properly designed exit can reduce what? Injuries, delays, and casualties during emergencies. So in simple terms, exit doors are required to swing toward direction of travel so people can exit faster, avoid crowd congestion, and evacuate more safely during emergencies. Because during panic situations, small design details can make a very big difference. And that's it. That's it. I'm done. Thank you so much for your active participations. And guys, si Bambu ba yun at si Incho? I remember I have a promise to you to send my materials during my review in 2024. So I will send it guys maybe tomorrow. Sobrang busy pa talaga. ML muna ako guys kahit ngayon lang. So Sir Jerome, I'm done. Everyone, you can eat na. Sana ba si Sir Jerome? Matulak pala yun. Diba, minsan, nalilito pa yun. Kung ano yung push or kung ano yung pull. Yeah, yung push, guys, yung tinutulak kanya palayo. Yung pull, ano ba yung pull? Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. Sir Jerome, nasan ka na? Thank you. Pull-an. Pull-an para yung pull. Tayong Bisaya lang nakakaintindi niyan, Shella. Tinutulak palayo at hinihila palayo. Ano naman yan? Palayo lahat. Pupulan kupa. Si Sir Jerome, guys, nakatulog na or kumakain siguro to. So, guys, thank you so much. Good night. Happy eating. See you sa May 18 or 19.
So, thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Sir Jerome.
Yes, ma'am. So sorry, medyo na-delay tayo. Okay, so thank you so much. Hopefully, na kayo natutunan sa live natin tonight. And don't you worry, mga girls and boys, makakasama pa natin si Ma'am Jilly Christ sa susunod na mga araw para sa kanyang discussions for the administrative matters ng specialized topic po ng fire officer exam. Okay? Ma'am, if you do have last message po para sa kanila, inspirational message po, bago na pusin yung live.
Sabi ko sa kanila yesterday, Sir Jerome, pag they really wanted a personal tips and techniques coming from me, they can always chat me. Or may marami nang nagchat-chat kagabi, Sir Jerome, nag-a-ask ano yung ginawa ko, ano yung mga specific na ginawa ko, yung mga general na ginagawa ko. Nag-a-advise ako, guys. I have always time for you because I was one like you in 2024. So I want to help, no? Because Class Tanglaw really helped me a lot. So I would like to return that favor to our students right now. So Sir Jerome, that's it.
Okay. Yun, so yun, okay naman pala. So, if you do have any questions, related, of course, sa exam natin, you can ask no, directly to Ma'am Jilly Christ. Okay? So, that's end for our discussions tonight. So, thank you so much and good night, everyone. Good night, Ma'am Jilly. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Jerome.